and I just wanted to throw up. I was so happy about it, and it was the most incredible experience. And
Well, that was very demure, as they all say on TikTok nowadays. It was so demure that I'm not even sure I want to have the same name as this woman. Hello, and welcome back to Chat About It, Don't Chat About It with me, Rachel, the Queen of the Woke. As crowned by one of my haters, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you to everyone who has joined me already. I couldn't do this without you. I'm trying to get to 1,200 subscribers. Can I do it? Well, who knows, really? It's just great to have you all here. Do you remember when Gina Carano got fired from The Mandalorian for making a statement about the Jews and the Holocaust? Well, I couldn't find the entire tweet for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's just because it's gotten lost in the ether of the amount of tweets from people who have actually talked about this, because obviously the hashtag Fire Gina Carano was swarming around for ages. So people were releasing all sorts of statements based on what she said. I managed to find an edited version. I don't think this is the full version, but this is what I could find. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them for simply being Jews. How is that different from hating someone for their political views? Now, Disney fired her because of this, and to be honest with you, that was a pretty bad look, because they didn't fire Pedro Pascal for his Instagram post about Trump, which has now been deleted. We all know that Disney are now in discovery with the libel or the lawsuit, depending on where you're from, that Carano and Musk are bringing against them, and rightly so. I think this also really needs to be thoroughly investigated. I know I've not released a video on it for a while since it got announced that it was going into libel. There were other things going on that I was covering, but I do plan to actually go back to it when it starts getting more into the thick of it. Now, I think that Miss Rachel Zegler may have just given Miss Carano some more to throw at Disney during Discovery after she made this statement. She released a fairly generic tweet, I guess you could say, a pretty standard statement, because the trailer did really well, even though it got ratioed into the ground. She said, "I love you all so much. Thank you for the whirlwind and for the 120 million views on our trailer in just 24 hours. What a whirlwind. I am in the thick of rehearsals for Romeo and Juliet, so I'm going to get out of here. Bye for now." Pretty standard, ordinary statement for a trailer that's been ratioed into the ground. But if she doesn't have the extension or watch some of the other videos, she perhaps wouldn't know that. She did actually follow it up, though, because she decided that she was going to stick around to say this. "And always remember, free Palestine." Now, I ain't bothered if Rachel Zegler thinks that and wants to say those kind of things, but it does bother me when it actually does attach to an actual statement about a film that she's trying to promote, Snow White. A lot of people have connected it to the fact that co-star Gal Gadot is Israeli and served in the IDF and is actually Jewish. The women can serve in the IDF in Israel. That is allowed. So the responses to that tweet were, "Disney have an interesting marketing strategy for Snow White. It co-stars Israeli Gal Gadot, making sure Israel haters will boycott it, and Israel hater Rachel Zegler making sure pro-Israelis will loathe to watch it. Is there some way to alienate neutral viewers too?" Interesting statement. Rachel Zegler is trolling her much more famous and beautiful Snow White co-star Gal Gadot. Disney continues to hire the wrong actors to represent their brand rather than promoting a film they choose to embarrass themselves and the studio. Trying to campaign on the head of your co-star who actually lives through war just so you look cooler with the kids is really pathetic. So yes, just a PR disaster. Rachel Zegler using her platform to promote the Snow White trailer and using that very same tweet as a political stomping ground to remain in and popular, I guess you could say. Now, I don't release my views on Palestine. I don't actually go into this on this channel. This is probably the closest I've come to it in a long time. And that's as far as it goes. There are other commentators out there who can cover it much better than I can. Before people come in saying that Rachel is young and she's still learning, like you did a year ago, because that did happen. People did do that on this channel. They came in and they said that she's 23 years old and doesn't need her to hold her parents' hands anymore. So therefore, she can actually be criticized for anything she says, much like I can be criticized for anything that I say. There's also going to be a press tour for this film that's already going to be massively delayed due to the massive reshoots, and it probably wasn't a good idea to actually release it so close to the Daily Wire's version starring Brett Cooper as Snow White as well. There are also Rachel's past comments from previous years about the film being dated and how she didn't need a man to save her that Disney had to deal with too. Now, of course, none of that has hurt the film. And yeah, that is me actually being sarcastic because it has incredibly hurt the film. It's not very becoming of me, but it must be in my name. It's not very demure of me to say that. They seem to pretend that they have forgotten about that because now they are calling for a boycott of the film because it stars Israeli Gal Gadot as the evil queen. And that is a no-no, apparently, even though Gal was actually cast way before tensions reached an all-time high. But that doesn't seem to actually make a difference. I'm going to read out some segments from an article. The article is actually linked in the description below, so you can go and read the full one for yourself. Snow White film faces anti-Israel boycott calls targeting Gal Gadot. Anti-Israel and pro-Palestinian activists have sought to put a damper on excitement for a new Disney version of Snow White this week, as they called for a boycott of the movie over Disney's casting of Israeli actress Gal Gadot as the evil queen. Posts on social media calling for a boycott sprang up on last Monday, when Disney released the first teaser trailer of for the 2025 movie, a character that tries to off a child and steal her kingdom. How fitting, one user wrote. Gal Gadot served in the IDF. It is a requirement for all women who are able to do so, but that doesn't seem to actually make a difference either. Another user using the Free Palestine hashtag wrote, "Make sure to boycott the Snow White movie as they have cast Israeli," that word there, "Gal Gadot in the film. She is a trained offer who served in the Israeli degenerate forces. Don't let Zionists," that word there, "normalize this ever." That's also rather anti-Semitic, but okay. Gal Gadot is not the first celebrity to be targeted for being Jewish or Israeli amid the war. This year, American Jewish reggae musician Matthias, sorry, I think I said that wrong, had to cancel 3 of his concerts in the United States due to threats of anti-Israel protests, and he is not Israeli. So yes, they're going to boycott this movie that's already walking a tightrope anyway because of Gal, not because Disney won't remove Rachel from the project, which they won't because it's actually way too late to actually do so. And I would actually think in many respects it would be wrong to do so. And the reason why I think that is because if Disney are doing this for the sake of doing it, and they've met all this backlash, they should just keep going, meet even more backlash, and hopefully they will learn from it with this film. It would be so weird if this film, the one that will bring this full circle from 1937 to now, would be the one that either finishes them off or actually makes them realize this is not good. And don't even get me started on the dwarves. The fact that they haven't even got it in them to cast 7 little people. Little people are very underrepresented anyway. In Snow White is beyond me. The Disney DEI is discriminatory. It is, straight up. So discriminatory that it has people on tenterhooks and completely agitated. Do you remember when they announced Sydney Agudon's casting as Nanny in the live action of Lilo and Stitch? That wasn't DEI enough for the public, even though she is actually from Hawaii. So her skin color didn't match or something like that. The so-called DEI let activists go on a rant because they jumped to conclusions about someone's race. The fact that Gal Gadot hasn't been fired has to be annoying them like crazy. Rachel Zegler wants props for being for the political stance that she has taken. Disney fired Gina Carano from all future projects, and Rachel, as far as we know, hasn't been let go entirely from future Disney projects as of yet. Yes, it's true. She was let go from Paddington, but I don't believe that was because of her comments. That was because she went against union advice, the Equity Actors Union, which I am a member of, and therefore received the same statement that she would have received. So she went against that advice and lost her UK contract because of it. Now, I have a video clip to show you, and this is so interesting. I would like you to look at the body language. This is taken from the recent D23 for Snow White. Look at the difference. Don't worry too much about what they're saying, but look at the difference between Gal's body language and Rachel's body language. So, I mean, I'm not a body language expert, and I'm sure that Body Language Tube will have a field day with this kind of thing. But Gal could very well, of course, be acting here. You just don't know. She is smiling. She's looking at Rachel. She's nodding. She's acknowledging, and just watch.
Exciting to get to share any kind
So
of
there you
work
go.
with an audience that cares so much. It's been really, really amazing.
So there you go.
It's incredible.
Ginormous
Like
smile.
Kristen said, I can't wait for everybody to see the movie. It's classic and beautiful.
Look at that face. It's more like a grimace. That's what it's more like. Wait, keep going.
And inventive. It's just magical.
Look at her eyes.
Yeah,
Right.
as a
Okay.
diehard Disney fan myself,
All normal
I
here.
feel like I see every
Absolutely
release,
fine.
opening weekend.
So big smile, meat in her eyes. Doesn't seem to be any coldness behind it. Like I say, I'm not an expert, but this is what it appears to be to me.
It's like getting to show it to your best friends in a way that you're just like, you won't believe what we did. And so
Oh, I will believe what you did. Trust me. Sorry, I'm not supposed to be focusing on what she's saying. But Gal's reaction, look, big beaming smile.
it's been really, really amazing to get to hear their live reactions too. It's just such an instant
Like,
gratification that what we made is
act, Rachel, act.
cared about so much.
That sounded like I was giving myself advice.
And that's a really wonderful thing.
Right.
I'm always grateful,
Okay.
and I have to pinch myself for the love.
It's not fully meeting her eyes. It's like, ooh, and like the sort of like contempt. I don't know if it's like it's not contempt, but it's I don't know. There's some sort of arrogance behind it as well.
Love and the
Well,
appreciation and the respect that we get.
Look. Her eyes are switching off. Her eyes are switching off right there.
So yes, I'm very, very lucky.
Interesting.
Grateful and privileged for all this.
Yeah. Body Language Tube are going to have an absolute field day with that. They really will have a field day with that. It's just remarkable, like the difference between the two of them when each other is talking is remarkable. You're there to promote a film. Act through the promotion of it. Be demure. Be nice. Be kind. You need to act your way through it. But it felt like in those few statements, she could not hold back her thoughts. Her thoughts were coming through. Gosh, I'm standing next to this woman. Gosh. Two different ends of the political differences. But Gal keeps her political thoughts out of Snow White. And if she does it detached from Snow White, that's up to her. Not going to stop her from doing it. But Rachel attaches it to Snow White. And that's not a good look. Now, let me know what you think. Remember, there can only be one Queen of the Woke, and I will not relinquish it to Rachel Zegler just because we have the same first name. Leave your comments below. Chat about it. Don't shout about it. Like the video if you would like to. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.